Hi, I'm Asata Reid, your life chef, making healthy food that fits your lifestyle. And today we're making one of my favorites. It's curry chickpeas with fresh kale. I'm going to serve it with a little healthy brown rice on the side. This dish is super easy, loaded with nutrients, and of course it tastes good. The best part about it is you can throw the whole thing together in under 15 minutes. Sounds great, right? Well, let's get started. So let's talk about our ingredients. None of this is going to be very foreign to you. In fact, some of this is probably sitting in your pantry right now, starting with a can of chickpeas. I went ahead and rinsed them because a lot of sodium is in the liquid that's in the chickpeas, and by rinsing them and draining them, you reduce the sodium content of your dish. I also had a can of coconut milk. You can use the light coconut milk if you'd like, but the beauty of the fat that's in coconut milk is that it's those plant fats that are actually good for you, if fat can be. Then we got some Georgia-grown kale. I love kale. I use it all the time, and the fact that it's local and it grows just about year-round in Georgia makes it even better. You might even have a can of stewed tomatoes, or diced tomatoes, or whatever kind of tomatoes. Go ahead and drain them, and you can use them in this dish as well. Don't have any tomatoes? Use some fresh carrots. They add color and lots of antioxidants. So here I have a little bit of red onion, which I've diced up. And for the curry part of the dish, we're going to use the base of a madras curry, a ground madras curry that's common in Indian food. And then we're going to kick it up by adding some cayenne pepper, turmeric, and coriander. But that's not all. We're also going to add some cumin, cinnamon, and allspice. So this is a crazy aromatic dish with lots of flavors. I think you're really going to like it. So let's get started. I'm going to start with some fresh garlic. I love garlic. I haven't met a dish with garlic in it that I just didn't love yet in life. The beautiful thing about garlic is it has medicinal properties, like it's antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, as are all the other members of the allium family, and that'd be like fennel, shallots, onions. So this is a really healthful dish. I'm just going to crack open a couple of cloves of garlic here, mince them up, just like that. I'd say that was about 4 cloves of garlic. If you're not a big fan of garlic, go ahead and use 2. If you don't have fresh garlic, use garlic powder. Then I'm going to do the ginger. I love doing my little ginger trick here that saves me from having to cut my fingers. Ginger can be very fibrous, although if you get a nice piece of young ginger that has a smooth skin, it should be really juicy and kind of tender. But if you're trying to get a knife through it, you might run into the fibers and your knife gets slipped and you just end up with a whole mess. So here's my solution for ginger. Go ahead and trim it up, peel it off, peel the skin off. Some people like to use a peeler. I just trim it up with my knife a bit. And in most of my recipes, you'll see that I say use a 2-inch piece or 1-inch piece of ginger. This is pretty much what I'm talking about right here, just like a nub. And I go ahead and cut the skin off. And then I use a grater to do the rest of the work. If you don't have a little handheld grater like this, it's a really useful tool. Some people like to grate garlic with it, but I pretty much use it strictly for ginger. Over here in the pan is where I'll show you my ginger trick. Gonna add a little extra virgin olive oil. Crank up the heat a bit. We're gonna put in some of our onions. And the garlic. Yum. And here's my ginger trick. Simply grate it in there. All the fibers that are in the ginger stay up top. All the ginger and the juice go right into the pot. No slipping knives, no nicked fingernails. There you go. Give that a little squeeze and a tap. Fresh ginger. Give this a stir. Alright, so we've got our aromatics working in here. We've got some onion, ginger, and garlic. They're kind of sweating over a medium-high heat to release their flavors. And oh, if you could just smell that, that smells so good. So in the meantime, I'm going to cut up the kale. Nothing special here. Just going to run my knife through it. I love kale because it's so nutrient rich. It's like a super green, if you can imagine such a thing. It's got tons of vitamins and minerals, and one of the primary minerals that it has is iron. But with iron in your body, in order for your body to really absorb it, you need to pair it with some vitamin C, and that's why I'm going to put tomatoes in this dish. There we go. That was easy enough, huh? Now it smells like the aromatics are pretty much ready to go. It's time to add the liquid. Here goes the coconut milk. That's yummy. Now we want our chickpeas to be able to benefit from the most exposure they can get from the seasonings. So it's time for all the spices to go into the pot. Ready? Alright, stir it up. Look at that color. Isn't that amazing? Now at this point, you don't really want to be cooking over a high heat. You want the coconut milk and the spices to have an opportunity to really kind of come together and cook so that the flavors meld. This is our curry. Alright, now it's time to get these kids in the pool. And let them simmer for a while. Now, as we keep going, the coconut milk is going to thicken. So we're going to need to add some more water. Maybe 1.5 cups of water. And for now, we'll just put the top on and let that simmer. Okay, we've got our curry chickpeas rolling away in the pot here at a nice simmer. With our homemade curry, that smells so good. Aren't they happy? Just look at them bubbling away in there. Happy chickpeas. And we're going to keep moving with this dish by adding some fresh Georgia kale. My favorite green. Just a bunch of it. Right in the pot. And our final ingredient were the can of tomatoes that we drained. Doesn't look like it's all fitting in there now, but it will, as those greens cook down. And again, because this has coconut milk in it, you don't want to cook it over too high of a heat because it'll start to scorch at the bottom of the pan and burn. Now to complete this dish, I cooked a little bit of brown rice. I've got sitting back here, almost ready. The beauty of pairing this dish with rice is that you get complete amino acids. So this can be a side dish, or it can be a vegetarian entree. Look at that, everything's coming together, one happy pot. So I'm just gonna put the lid on that, let it simmer away till the greens are tender, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. And then we eat. Alright, well this has been simmering for about 7 minutes now, but I can tell that just from the smell, it has to be ready. Let's take a look. Oh baby, look at that. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Now those are happy chickpeas. This is a nice stewy dish, and that's why we've got the brown rice to get every bit of flavor we possibly can, every mouthful. I'd say that is a done deal. Let's go ahead and plate it up so I can taste it. It smells great. You don't have to use brown rice in this dish. You can use any whole grain. Most whole grains cook at that standard 2 parts water to 1 part grain ratio, and they're done within 15 to 30 minutes depending on what it is you're cooking. Some rice. The sauce is already in the rice. Yum. Oh, look at that. That has a ton of flavor. A little sweet and a little spicy. You can definitely taste the cinnamon and the ginger in there. Oh yeah, it's got some heat on it. Gotta love that cayenne kick as it comes in at the end. Woo! Alright, well, start to finish in only 15 minutes. You can't be mad at this dish. You can cook it any night of the week. Anyway, I hope you get to try this one. Let me know how it turns out for you. This is Asata Reid, your life chef, making food that fits your lifestyle. I'm gonna eat some more.